Major cities in Ukraine have been subjected to a relentless barrage of shelling since Russian forces invaded 10 days ago, as we've all been seeing the horrible pictures here on TV and online. And now, we were talking about refugees just a few moments ago with Steve Valdez-Simmons from Amnesty UK. And Poland is one of the neighbouring countries to open up its border to pretty well anyone who comes a-knocking. And it's already reported that more than 650,000 people have already made that move. And if you're watching on television, you can see that red spot there on the Ukrainian-Polish border. If you are not watching on television but listening on radio, you have to take my word for it, because that's where he is. GB News reporter Paul Hawkins, who's in a refugee registration centre in Helm, and that's just 20 kilometres back from that border. Good of you to join us, and you take care. What's happening right now?
So right now, Alistair, we're we've come to Helm and we are at a refugee registration centre. Earlier, if you were watching on breakfast, we were at the border. You saw where the refugees were coming across, and this is the registration centre where they are taken. Yesterday, we've just been told by one of the coordinators they had 1,160 refugees here. He thinks since the start of the war, there have been around 10,000 refugees that have come to this centre from all over Ukraine. Would you like me to take you inside, to show you inside?
There we go. So, as you go...
For a little wander.
Can Paul still hear me? The magic of television. Paul waiting to go in. Mum, children, dad coming out. Excellent. How are they handling the influx, Paul? Because it's obviously busy, but it looks remarkably calm.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, actually, Alistair. So at the moment, there are people here. It's not incredibly busy. It's not too difficult for the authorities to handle, but all of a sudden 2 or 3 coach loads come through, and then this place fills up very quickly. So if you just follow me over here, you can see here you've got a sign saying English, a sign over here for Ukrainian. This is where they come to register. If we have a look over here, they're giving out food. There's some toiletries. If we just have a look over the desk, this is where the Polish people have been collecting for distribution. So we've got some toilet rolls here, and then down here we've got some, it looks like tin baby food, because of course a lot of the people in these centres, in fact 3/4 of the people that are coming over the border into Poland are just women and children, because if you're aged 18 to 60 and you have no medical exemptions, you are sent back to fight in Ukraine. So that gives you a kind of idea of what they are distributing from behind the desk here. And this isn't the only part of the sports hall. Over here there are I can see some cardboard boxes in the corner. Down here is where you come to register for a SIM card, so you can keep using your mobile phone. You can see actually over there in the corner there's some child seats, some car seats just there. So the volunteers here hard at work registering people, trying to help them facilitate their journey. Many of them moving off to other parts of Europe. We were just speaking to one lady. She's off to, I think it's Estonia, but many people travelling to different parts of Europe. If we just make our way through here. By the way, through there, we can't go through there, but that's the sports hall, and they've laid out camping beds. There are just over 400 camping beds in there. Around about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, that's full up, and no one else can sleep there. If we just take a little wander through here, mine now. Lots of children everywhere, and then here we've got some more areas where people here are waiting to be collected, and they can also help themselves to some snacks. All of this, of course, has been donated to help them on their way. And then over here there's some toys, there's some puzzles at the end, some bottles of water, and then over here they can hang their coats. So this is the area. If we just have a look over here, this is where people are waiting to then be taken on a bus. Every now and then there's a megaphone. A woman shouts on a megaphone and she'll say something like, in Ukrainian, bus to Germany in 5 minutes, and then you've got to make your mind up whether you're going to be on it or not. So a lot of people here waiting to make their way across Europe.
It's truly remarkable, and so that folk who are watching you or listening to us on radio, to be crystal clear, this is, as it were, the first point of drop-off. They've got out of Ukraine, they've got to get there, and they'll be enjoying food and water and the kind of stuff that charities here are donating, as well as the good people of Poland. But from here, it's then an onward journey that may take them somewhere else in Poland or beyond.
Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely right. Yeah, they're going to Estonia. We spoke to someone earlier at the border who's on their way to Lithuania. They're not just heading for Poland. They're transiting onwards to other destinations. And some people that are here, they don't have other Ukrainian nationals in other countries to go to. They don't have other friends. Some of them are just winging it, to put it mildly. They're picking the lady over there, she makes an announcement, and they just get on a bus and they go there and they're going to sit it out, look for a new job. No one really knows how long this is going to go on for. So do they apply for work or do they just wait? So many unknowns, but frankly, they're just glad to be here and to be safe.
Paul, if you turn to your left, there's a little person with a pom-pom hat and a red coat who waved and smiled. Kind of sums it up. Paul, you take care of yourself and...
What's your name?
I didn't know Polski.
Ah, okay. That's okay. That's okay. And you've come from Ukraine? Yeah, okay. Are you well?
Sure.
Are you okay?
Sure.
There you go. You're okay. Thank you for speaking to us. Really appreciate it. There you go. Well, sweet little girl. There are so many children here. It really is heartbreaking to see the effect that it's having on them as much as the grown-ups.
Yeah. Magic Alive telly. Paul, well done, and best wishes to that wee one and her mum and dad, wherever they are. Thank you very much indeed. Paul Hawkins there, just back from the border between Ukraine and Poland, watching all of those people being processed and then heading on their way to safety.